if you are someone who hated American Horror Story Season 1, Murder House, and just wanted to watch my review of this one, not my first season review, just this one, then I'm just going to tell you briefly that I did love this. I did love this season. It was such a great show. I gave it a 9.2 out of 10 in the end. Such a great show. It is loved it. Now we get on to Asylum for you all Asylum lovers. Now before I say anything, I'm just going to say that I did not love this one as much as I loved Murder House. I feel like this show was much darker. This season was much darker. I've actually found myself quite disturbed in many scenes. Like, I don't get disturbed in movies. Like, I've actually never gotten disturbed in a TV show or a movie or whatever. I might have gotten disturbed, like, with the concept, but I've never really gotten disturbed with the actual what actually happens in the movie or the TV show. In this case, TV show. But I did actually get disturbed. Again, spoilers. If you have not seen this, then I would recommend, and you want to, obviously, then I'd recommend clicking off this video because there's going to be some spoilers in this, big ones. Like, I spoiled this to death. Like, I'm sorry if you accidentally, if you wanted to skip the intro of this video and, miss the spoiler warning and you haven't seen it. I'm very sorry to those people. But I'm just going to warn you right now, please do not skip this part. I am going to spoil this to death. So yeah, that's your warning. It's fair. I haven't done anything wrong. I didn't spoil it before the warning. I just want to say that this is a big spoiler talk of American Horror Story Asylum. Alright, so here we go. So this season is basically about Lana Winters. It focuses on many characters, including Jessica Lange, Zachary Quinto, but for the most part we are really following Lana Winters, played by Sarah Paulson, I think her name is. I'm pretty sure her name is Sarah Paulson. Yeah, it has to be her name, man. Sarah Paulson. That's her name. That's her name. I'm just going to call her Lana. I'm going to call them by their characters' names, if I remember them. Yeah, I'm bad with TV show, movie names. But yeah, so Lana Winters is this reporter. Apparently she was doing this story on, she's a journalist. She's doing this story on the asylum's bakery, this mental asylum bakery, and of course, she just really wants to get an inside look at this mental hospital. And she really wants to get a look at one of the most famous killers in this show, Bloody Face, who, I'll get into him later. There's more to say, so I'm not going to spoil it all now. But yeah, so really she just wants to get a good look at this mental asylum. And Sister Jude greets her. We have Sister Jude, who's the owner of this place, played by Jessica Lange, and she's quite intimidating. You don't really like her at first. After she finds out all about Lana Winters wanting to come in to have a look at the asylum and stuff, and after she finds out she lied about the whole bakery thing and how she wanted to look at the bakery, she ends up getting Lana Winters locked up in this place and basically kidnaps her. So it's basically about her doing all these things in this asylum. It gets very crazy, it gets very heated. Many things in this show happen. We have multiple supporting characters, which I'll get into. We have Kit Walker, who is Bloody Face, and I'll get into him now. And he is this guy who aliens came to his house basically, and decapitated his wait a second, what I just realised? Did they decapitate Alma? You guys know what I'm talking about if you've seen this show. I'm just going to assume that they did decapitate Alma, because I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Anyway, he was framed basically. and the police were accusing him to be a killer when he wasn't. So yeah, that's the story of Kit Walker. You know, bloody face. Well, Zachary Quinto is really bloody face, but I'll talk about that in a minute. But I really did like Evan Peters. Evan Peters is always my favourite part about these shows so far. I love him in Coven so far, even though he plays a really bizarre character, and you'll see what I mean when you watch Coven, if you haven't. But I love him in this. We also have Zachary Quinto, who is the real bloody face. He's actually the one who's been, chopping up all these women and using their skin, basically skinning them alive. And he tries to get Lana out. He's like a therapist there, and Lana's like, oh yeah, this guy's good. Like, he is good. Like, I did genuinely like, really, I loved Zachary Quinto as, like, his character was great. Like, he was a really good guy. But then we saw the real him. Like, he ends up kidnapping Lana Winters, basically, trapping him in this saw-type room. You know the first saw where they're like trapped and chained to the pipes? It was that kind of room, but it was quite bigger and more tools and stuff, and there's a whole staircase to get out. She just can't break free, obviously. There's no saw in the middle of the room. And we end up getting, Zachary Quinto basically raping her, getting her pregnant. And in the end, she does have the baby, but people assume the baby was killed inside her, but she did lie, and the baby does grow up to become a serial killer, basically skinning women just like his father. She does end up meeting her son right at the end of the series. Lana does kill her son for what he's done. And also, this Lana Winters and Zachary Quinto's son, who Lana Winters tried to kill but failed, whatever. He's played by the guy who played Ben Harmon in Murder House, so that was pretty cool to see him. But this is actually a really good season. I like this one. Like I said, nowhere as good as Murder House, but I still thought it was good. I still thought it was a really, like I said, disturbing season that I thought was really. I thought it was cool. Some characters like Dr. Arden were really like, oh my god. And there was this whole Santa thing, which I loved. I loved Santa. It was so intimidating, and that's what I could see that's what it was trying to accomplish, of course. So they completely succeeded, and I loved the whole Santa thing. Also we have Shelley. Oh my god, that was so disturbing. Alright, so what happened is Dr. Arden does kidnap, Grace, who is Kit Walker's, girlfriend, basically, wife in the end. Kit Walker, Grace, Lana, and Shelley are trying to get out. Shelley's like this, she's addicted to sex, and that's basically why she's there. So they're all trying to get out, and we have someone walking past, and Shelley's like, oh yeah, I'll distract him. So of course, she seduces this guy, and then when, he leaves, she gets caught by Dr. Arden, and he kidnaps her, basically, tries to rape her, but I'm pretty sure he comes early, he ejaculates early, instead he bashes her after she makes fun of him for coming early, and cuts off her legs, and she's screaming, oh my god, and then he injects this needle into her face, making her look like she looked like a monster. She looked like she had a freaking allergic reaction. She looked like Howard from The Big Bang Theory when he eats peanuts. That's what he looked like. But that's what she looked like. So it was disturbing, and it does happen briefly with someone else, but that doesn't really happen. You don't really care about that. But we have Pepper. We're introduced to Pepper. And she was really good. She became more of a character, like a real character. I couldn't believe it. Near the end of the season, she was pretty good. And also we have Jessica Lange, like I said in my Murder House review. She's a great actor, this woman. She's so powerful with her performances. She does no wrong in this. Of course, Evan Peters is great. Zachary Quinto is so good, man. When he's, in this dungeon, like going, oh yeah, you know, like, oh yeah, he's all crazy. He really did shine. And also some stuff happens with the devil, which I actually found pretty intriguing. It possesses this nun called Sister Mary Eunice, who did a good job. She did a great job, like, because, you know, they didn't actually put the devil inside them, for you dumb people. Yeah, she did a great job acting her role, because most of the time she was actually possessed. Like, like 3/4 of the time she was on screen, she was possessed by the devil. Not just some ordinary demon, the devil. And that was kind of cool to see her, you know, like more threatening and than she was near the start, where she was, you know, really sensitive, you could say. But in the end, guys, this is a really cool season. I liked it. Some characters I did not like. Their characters were yuck, like Dr. Arden. And we have Jessica Lange, who goes crazy at the end, basically. And like, but she still did great. She did great, man. And the name game. Who remembers the name game? That was so good. Love the name game. That song by Shirley Ellis, that Jessica Lange sings, and like this dream or whatever you call it, daydream you could say, vision. That was such a good scene. I love that. I rewinded that scene and just watched it again. I love Evan Peters in that scene. He's like getting into it. He's like, yeah, man. That was so good. But yeah, it's a really cool season. I didn't like it better than Murder House, because Murder House will always be great. I just love Murder House. This was still really cool though. I'm going to give it an 8.4. 8.4 out of 10 for Asylum. This season was actually still epic. It was still cool. It was still intriguing. It was way more intimidating, and like I said multiple times, way more disturbing. Lots of disturbing shit happens in this review. Yeah. Lots of disturbing shit happens in this season. So if you're squeamish, I wouldn't recommend it. So those are the 2 seasons I reviewed, man. Hopefully you enjoyed these reviews. I definitely enjoyed filming them. I'll do more of them. I'll review Coven. I'll review, when I'm done, I'll nearly finish that one. I'll review Freak Show. I'll review Hotel. And then I'm on to Roanoke, which hopefully is on DVD by the time I finish Hotel. So yes, guys, thank you for watching these American Horror Story reviews. Hope you enjoyed them. I'll see you all later. Normal people scare me. They do. I actually have a t-shirt that says normal people scare me. It's from American Horror Story. Had to get it after watching Murder House. Murder House, you know, you inspired me to get that t-shirt. Normal people scare me.